So, you want to know about Sforza? I will tell you about Francesco Sforza. Sforza was like me. We were condottieri, contractmen. When the Italian princes were too rich or too cowardly to get their hands dirty, they paid us. We fought because they paid us to fight. We stole because they paid us to steal. And when they did not pay, we made sure someone did. We sold ourselves to the highest bidder, and if another prince came with a bigger purse, we did not hesitate to change sides. Honor was cheaper than silver. But for Sforza, Sforza was different. He was in it for his own glory. That is why he took the Visconti contract. He wanted to make a name for himself, to be more than the bastard son of a dead mercenary. He needed a patron, an ambitious prince with many enemies and more gold than friends. Filippo Visconti, the Duke of Milan, was the obvious choice. Visconti had all the ambitions of Caesar, but none of the courage. He was craven and paranoid, but at least he paid. Well, most of the time. And whether his ambitions meant war with Florence or with Venice, Visconti always needed contractmen. That is why he hired condottieri like Sforza and Niccolò Piccinino, hungry men looking to make a name for themselves. Only a fool would die here for a few coins. Come, men! Let us fight our way out of the city to reach my cousin Francesco. Through the gates, men! Do not let the Venetian sewer rats make Brescia your grave.
Porro. Pugno. Sane. Commita. Ago. Ai. Ago.
Cousin, the Venetians have taken Brescia. We will not get paid unless we retake the city. But beware of that bastardo, Damagnola. He will attack us.
Sforza, you scoundrel. I know your cousin abandoned Brescia to the Venetian dogs. No bother. More gold and glory for me. Do not get in my way.
Presto. Ai. Sane. Ago. Ai.
You are failing, Sforza. I shouldn't pay you, but take it. Do not disappoint me. I will have Piccinino stab you in your sleep if you fail me again. Take your payment. Now show that you deserve it.
Ai. Sane. Correct. Ai. Presto.
There seems to be a bookkeeping error. You will not get your next payment. You are a savvy condottiero. Figure it out.
Pero.
Visconti is an ungrateful fat dog, isn't he? I recommend you sack the local markets for resources. No one became rich by being honest.
Ai.
Cousin, we shouldn't enslave the townsfolk to build for us. What sort of enlightened Italian men would we be if we did such things?
Sane.
I fired my accountant and fixed the error myself.
Sane.
You will get your next payment, but no arrears.
Salve. Sane. Correctus. Ein. Salve. Sane. Ein.
There seems to be a bookkeeping error. You will not get your next payment. You are a savvy condottiero. Figure it out.
Presto. Salve. Presto. Sane.
I fired my accountant and fixed the error myself.
Salve. Correctus.
You will get your next payment, but no arrears.
Presto. Ago. Ein. Sane. Ein. Correctus. Sane.
Maria Virgine! We have done it, Francesco!
Salve.
Watch yourself, my cousin. With every victory, others grow jealous.
Ein.
Visconti distrusted and hated us. But I do not blame him. His own brother was murdered by a condottiero on the steps of a church. Visconti saw Sforza's successes as a threat and plotted to have him killed. But instead of running to safety, Sforza confronted the Duke directly. To our surprise, Visconti was so impressed by this boldness that he dismissed the charges against Sforza and betrothed the soldier to his daughter Bianca. This made Sforza the Duke's heir. I will say this about Sforza. He was a scoundrel, but he was no coward, and his courage was always repaid. After the wars with Venice, Visconti made sure he got his gold's worth out of us. He sent Sforza south to enforce the Duke's claims in Romagna. I think the Duke was having second thoughts about Sforza. After we left, Piccinino and his men followed us. Sforza could see through the plot. Although he was betrothed to the Duke's daughter, he knew Visconti was fickle. He also knew that being a landless condottiero was a risky proposition. Sforza needed to be his own man and have his own land. A refuge if the machinations of his employers turned against him, or if they demanded justice for Sforza's own treachery. What better opportunity than to use Visconti's weapons and money to his own benefit by making himself the ruler of a city?
Sforza, you took Ancona for your own with the Duke's money and arms. He has sent me to bring you to justice.
Salve. Correctus. Presto. Ago. Sane. Ago. Impero. Ein.
Piccinino stalks us like a wolf, but the hungry dog fights harder. Bring the relic of San Ciriaco to the churches, and the cities will join us. In bocca al lupo, cousin.
Presto. Sane. Ago. Sane. Ein.
Cousin, there are many unemployed condottieri seeking patrons. We should find and recruit them. I have heard Sigismondo Malatesta is among them. He would make a great ally.
Presto. Ein. Sane. Commita. Pugno. Impero. Ein. Ago. Sane. Ago. Porro. Presto. Ein. Sane. Ein. Ein. Ago. Sane. Ago. Impero. Ago. Ein. Ein. Sane. Ago. Correctus. Sane.
The relic of San Ciriaco has inspired this town to join us. We will now begin receiving bread, lumber, and gold from the townsfolk.
Do not act like a holy man canvassing around with a saint's relic. I know who you truly are, Sforza.
Presto. Impero. Sane. Ein. Impero. Ago. Sane. Presto. Ein. Ago. Sane. Ago. Sane. Impero. Porro. Ein. Commita. Presto. Sane. Impero. Ago. Ein. Sane. Pugno. Porro. Commita. Ein. Ago. Sane. Pugno. Ago. Porro. Impero. Commita. Porro. Pugno. Commita. Ein. Impero. Ago. Porro. Pero. Sane. Pugno. Presto. Ein. Ago. Sane. Ein. Presto. Correct. Sane. Ein. Commita. Pugno. Commita. Ein. Pugno. Impero.
It is a pleasure to fight alongside a man like Francesco Sforza. May this alliance between two men of honor be long-lived.
Ein. Sane. Impero. Pugno. Ein. Commita. Ago. Ein. Porro. Commita. Pugno. Correct. Ein. Sane. Impero. Presto. Ein. Ago. Sane. Ein. Ago. Commita. Impero. Sane. Ago. Correctus. Presto. Ein.
You bring such honor to our family name, Francesco. We are now strong enough to strike a Piccinino.
Sane. Ein. Impero. Ein. Sane. Ago. Sane. Ein. Ago. Ein. Correct. Sane. Ein. Correct. Ein. Sane. Correct. Sane. Ein. Sane. Ein. Sane. Ago. Commita. Porro. Commita. Ago. Ein. Commita.
What do I pay you dogs for? Fight harder! I will not be defeated by Sforza!
Sane. Ago. Sane. Salve. Ein. Ago. Sane. Ein. Ago. Commita. Porro. Presto. Ein. Sane. Commita. Ago. Ein. Sane. Pugno. Presto. Impero. Sane. Porro. Presto. Ein. Pugno. Impero. Porro. Ein. Pugno.
This is not over, Sforza! I swear that I will hunt you down to the farthest ends of Italy!
Pugno.
Sforza and Piccinino were like two alley dogs fighting over a scrap of meat. They were natural rivals, precisely because they were so alike. Of the two, Sforza had a certain pedigree. If you could call being the bastard of a mercenary captain pedigree. From his father, Sforza inherited his forbitia, cunning, and used it to get the best of his rivals, his patrons, and his women alike. Piccinino, the son of a butcher, came into the profession as a soldier. He rose through the ranks and became an advisor to a trusting, yet incompetent condottiero. In this position, Piccinino lured his captain into an ambush and took command of the company. That Sforza and Piccinino would, years later, become blood enemies was as inevitable as two dogs fighting over a single piece of meat.